Welcome to the Corporate Treasury 101 podcast. I'm Hussam.
And I'm Guillaume. In this podcast, we are going through the fundamental concepts of corporate treasury, which I learned from my experience working at a Big Four consulting company.
And he'll explain it in a way that someone like me who knows nothing about the topic can understand.
We hope you enjoy the episode. Hussam, is foreign exchange hedging and interest rate hedging more clear for you now?
So you tell me, let me explain it back to you from what I've taken away from this.
Go for it.
With my non-corporate finance background. So we set out to understand hedging.
Yes.
Right? Hedging is like an insurance that a company takes out against financial risks.
Yes.
Namely, foreign exchange risks and interest rate risks.
Exactly.
Right? Why would a company do that? Because maybe they're super risk adverse. They don't like risk. They're like, okay, I don't know what the financial markets are going to do with their interest rates, or I don't know what the exchange rates are going to do when I'm trading internationally. So I want a third party to come in and help me offset this risk, give me insurance against this risk so that I don't need to worry about that. I can focus on my delicious panechocolas, or I can focus on my shoes, or whatever else the example you gave, right?
Absolutely.
Some instruments for hedging on the foreign exchange rate side include derivatives such as futures, which is pre-negotiating a future exchange rate price now.
Exactly.
Right? Because that's an external risk almost, right? That's a risk that's in the macroeconomic sphere. So you go to a bank and say, hey, look, this is happening all around the world. Let's create a contract between us.
Yes.
And then you gave other examples as well there, such as options.
Yeah. This is also a forward. Yeah, but indeed, exactly.
Indeed, yes. And then you went into interest rate risks, right? So you can have a fixed rate loan or you could have a variable rate loan, right? A variable rate loan would be something linked to an instrument like LIBOR.
Exactly.
LIBOR is
benchmark.
A benchmark, exactly, right? So the banks don't just come in and say, hey, today I feel like it's this. These are actual rates that are published and calculated due to some specific measures.
Exactly.
And the bank says, okay, here's what it costs me to get this money. I'm going to charge you 2% on top of what it costs me. Super transparent. That's really nice. That means you carry the risk and reward of the interest rate.
Eventually. Yeah.
Right? Versus a fixed rate, which would be no risk or reward necessarily. Yes. You know what you're going to pay. It's kind of like dealing in your local currency in the FX side, right?
Exactly.
The example
you make another party, a third party, carrying the risk.
In this case, it's the bank carrying the LIBOR risk instead of you.
Exactly.
Right? But if you end up with a variable rate risk and you want to swap it out, or if you end up with a fixed rate risk, but you're like, hey, I think it's going to go in my favor and I have the, let's say, capacity to take this risk right now, you can do something like a swap where you go back to the bank or you go to your restaurateur next door and say, I want to swap contracts with someone else, or to create a swap contract to then change that in a way, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you can hedge your bets or hedge your interest rate risk as well. Guillaume, I never thought I would understand hedging so well.
That was a very good recap, man. Well played.
Thank you very much. Again, great teacher. Guillaume, what are we going to talk about next episode?
That's a very good question. You kind of challenged me on LIBOR. I don't know if we're going to tackle this topic right now, but I'm definitely keeping it in mind for very near future episodes. I think we'll go back a little bit more into the details of the four pillars, right? We covered them high level. I think it would be interesting to, as we just did for hedging, for financial risk management, to also take one of the other pillars and break down how it works effectively, mechanically, the dynamic within corporate treasury. What do you think about that?
Looking forward to it, Guillaume. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you, Sam.